On the eve of the wedding, my legs, which were paralyzed for saving Mike, finally recovered completely. I ran to find him with joy, but unexpectedly saw him hugging the poor student I sponsored and taking the abortion injection. After the injection, Lucy smiled and pulled Mike into the disabled toilet in the hospital. Mike, the baby is now very stable. Do you want to try a different taste besides? Being here should remind you of Adele, which is more exciting, right? Shut up. Who allowed you to joke about Adele? Mike scolded. But after a moment, the sound of the two panting came out. I was chilled to the bone. I never thought that the man who always cherished me and said that he would only touch me after marriage turned out to be greedy for another woman and even had a child with her. I didn't plan to tell Mike that I recovered, nor did I plan to marry him. Turning around, I sent a message to my mother. Mom, I'll change my marriage partner to Mike's elder brother Morgan. As for Mike, I don't want him anymore. After a long time, Mike came out holding Lucy reluctantly. I followed them all the way to a villa. In the open door of the villa, Mike's friends each held a ribbon salute and cheered the moment the two came in. Lucy is pregnant. Congratulations to Mike for becoming a future father. I covered my mouth and looked at the scene in front of me. The next second, Mike's mother, Mona, also walked out from the side. She greeted her cheerfully, "Let me touch my grandson." Thanks to Lucy's pregnancy, she got pregnant before Mike got married, otherwise I would never agree to my Mike marrying that disabled girl. Mike's best friend also echoed, "That's right. If it weren't for our Mike's strong sense of responsibility, who in the whole of Stardom City would marry Adele, a disabled girl? You act like a rich lady all day long, but I don't think you can compare to Lucy at all. When Lucy gives birth to the child, I will be the first to sign up to be the godfather." Mike heard this and his face sank slightly. "Don't say these words in the future. After all, Adele was injured to save me, so you should give her more respect." Others still looked down on me and urged the two to kiss each other as prospective parents. Mike looked at Lucy with soft eyes, then hugged her tightly and kissed her affectionately. When I stumbled away from the scene and ran home in panic, I was shocked to find that Mike's villa was just behind our residence. I was so sad that my tears almost dried up. It was hard to imagine that those people who used to call me a good daughter-in-law and respectfully called me sister-in-law would have such ugly faces. At this time, my mother called. "My dear, Morgan has agreed to the marriage and he hopes it will be as soon as possible. It would be best if we can hold the engagement press conference tomorrow." "My dear, what do you think? Since that stinky boy Mike is not good to you, let's get rid of him as soon as possible, okay?" I said yes, while holding back my tears. This world was so full of lies. I wish I could leave it as soon as possible. It was almost midnight when Mike came back, with a happy smile on his face that he couldn't hide. "Adele, my work is too busy today, so I just..." "Adele, why are you crying?" He rushed to my wheelchair, his eyes red with heartache. "Is your leg hurting again? If only I could bear the pain for you. Relax, let me massage you, okay?" He carried me upstairs and gave me a leg massage as usual. Every time I asked him to find a nurse to help me, he always said he was worried and would never let anyone do anything for me. Now looking at his affectionate and meticulous appearance, I only feel irony in my heart. By the way, I went to the hospital today and the doctor said When I brought up the topic, Mike's eyes were instantly full of tension. "You went to the hospital? Adele, you didn't see anyone familiar, did you?" The absurd scene appeared again. I sneered and shook my head. Mike breathed a sigh of relief. "Adele, it's not safe to go out alone. Please tell me in advance where you want to go in the future, otherwise I will worry." Did he worried about me getting into trouble, or did he worried that I would find out about his good deeds? As for the future, Mike, we would soon have no future. Mike made milk for me and coaxed me to take medicine as usual. After he left the room, I spat out the pills under my tongue. Now that I had recovered, I naturally didn't need to take the medicine. However, in the middle of the night, my door was suddenly opened and my heart tightened subconsciously. The next second, the sound of a man and a woman kissing and panting came over. "Mike, be careful of the child." I was startled, opened my eyes in disbelief and looked at the reflection of the window. On the back panel of the bedroom door, Mike buried his head in Lucy's neck emotionally and in an instant, most of his clothes had been removed. I suddenly realized that this was definitely not the first time they did this. The medication I took for treatment contained a sleeping pill and I used to sleep all night until dawn. The next second, Mike confirmed my guess. "Little goblin, don't you usually scream loudly here? Why are you so reserved today?" Mike increased his strength, causing the door panel to make an unbridled sound. Tears streamed down my eyes, but Lucy suddenly sobbed. "You only know how to bully me. I just thought that all your relatives will be present at your eldest brother's engagement party tomorrow. I don't care, but the child must meet his relatives, right?" Mike refused sternly. "No, I can only take Adele to such occasions." Lucy cried even louder. "I know, I have never been better than Adele. If it weren't for my love for you, why would I be your underground lover and make the child as shameful as me?" Mike kissed away the woman's tears with heartache and finally gave in after hesitating for a moment. Okay. I'll take you there, little crybaby. You're getting more and more annoying. Stop crying, okay? Let me kiss you, huh?" The mattress beside me suddenly sank and Mike carried Lucy to my bedside and his offensive also changed from the previous eagerness to gentle rubbing. It was not until the sky was slightly bright outside the window that he picked up the slightly sleeping Lucy and left. My tears soaked my pillow. I closed my eyes tiredly and went to sleep. When I woke up again, I could be someone else's bride and wash away all the shame. "Get up, little lazy bug, get up and drink porridge and take medicine." At noon, Mike, who smelled like a bath, woke me up and leaned over to kiss me. I avoided him regardless of the surprise in his eyes and looked at the porridge he packed back. A fresh shrimp porridge was Lucy's favorite. It was also the existence that counteracts the medicine I took and caused me to be allergic. In the past, Mike remembered these things better than me. I laughed at myself. "I have no appetite, I'll drink later." Mike still didn't react. "Okay Adele, then remember not to let it get cold. My eldest brother is coming back from abroad tonight to hold an engagement party. I'm afraid you will feel uncomfortable with so many people around, so I won't take you with me this time. You stay at home and I will come back early to accompany you, okay? I lowered my eyes and suddenly asked, Mike, what do you think if I'm the one engaged to your eldest brother? Mike sneered subconsciously. My eldest brother is the pillar of our Randall family. The elders of the Randall family will never allow him to marry a disabled person. He reacted after he said it and quickly changed the subject. Adele, don't say these words that will make me jealous in the future. We love each other so much, of course you can only be my wife in this life. Before I could respond, Mike's mobile phone notification sounded, his eyes lit up and he ran out after saying wait for me to come back obediently. I looked at his back and got up from the wheelchair. I took down the dress I put on the top of the closet. This was the dress I prepared for the engagement party with Mike a long time ago. But after the accident, Mike cancelled the engagement party. At that time, he said it was to prevent me from overwork. Now that I thought about it, maybe he was disgusted with me for not being presentable at that time. Fortunately, now I finally had the opportunity to wear it again and attend my real engagement party. After changing into the dress, a pair of pants that didn't belong to me fell out from under the closet, with wet marks on them. I received a message from Lucy on my phone. Adele, you should have seen the little surprise I left for you. Mike was so focused on caring for me last night that he didn't notice that you woke up, but I saw you crying. I really don't understand why you are so selfish. Since you have supported me for so many years, why can't you just give Mike to me now? And you heard last night that Mike will take me to his family dinner tonight. Morgan, who is the master of the family, is back. As long as I have a good relationship with my future sister-in-law, do you think you, a disabled person, can really marry into the Randall family? Or can I, who is already pregnant with the Randall family's flesh and blood? Perhaps my feelings for Mike had completely disappeared. At this time, facing Lucy's provocation, I was completely calm. Really? Since you are so confident, I wish you best of luck, then. After replying, I put away my phone, put on my high heels, and strode out of the villa. Standing at the corner and looking at the Mike's villa, I could just see the scene at this time. Mike pressed Lucy, who was half wearing a dress, on the balcony and swung. It turned out that he was in such a hurry just now because of this. I turned around and took a taxi to the styling room. When I arrived at the door of the engagement banquet manor after finishing the styling, the scene was already full of luxury cars and interview vehicles, and reporters arrived one after another. I walked into the main hall with firm steps and met Mike and Lucy, who arrived at the same time. When Mike saw me, he immediately shook off Lucy in a panic while Lucy wanted to hold his hand. The next second, he realized that I was standing and his eyes were full of surprise and shock. Adele, when did you recover?